And a good evening to you all. This is Taff's Word Live, and we've got a newbie in on it this time. This is Ryan Barber.
All right.
He's, well, how can we put you? An Englishman living in Newport who's now a Newport County supporter. Ryan is the one with the famous England Newport County flag, but he includes the Welsh Dragon on it. Fair play to him and the Newport County badge, so we'll let him away with that one. But just remember, guys, that this is an all football chat. So we can talk anything football with you guys, anything you want. Obviously, Newport County tends to dominate these things, of course, but we've seen a great FA Cup semi-final just now. Obviously, Man City are through the final as expected from yesterday. My horse lost again in the Grand National, and yeah, it's quite a depressing one because County didn't even win either. At least Liverpool won on Friday night. So Dylan's in, yes, Taff, yes, Dylan. Evening, Taff and Ryan. What a great FA Cup game today. Yep, just saying that. Yeah, I thought Wolves had it. To be honest with you, I thought it was theirs. 2-0 up. Great goal from Jimenez, and then bang out of nothing. Dale Lefeu. I mean, I've always rated Dale Lefeu.
Yeah, he's good. He is.
I rated him when he played for Everton. I couldn't believe it when Everton didn't want to play him and they sent him out on loan. And then he goes to Watford and he's really has tore it up there, hasn't he? He's really done well for them.
Good goal as well.
Oh, it's a fantastic goal. I mean, he got the beating of Connor Cody, which not many people tend to do, especially not this season, and managed to finish it absolutely sublimely. And fair play to Watford then, they held on, and they deservedly go through to Watford then, they held on, and they deservedly go through to their FA Cup final. First in 35 years, I think they said on the TV. So we got North Devon Grecian in. Hi, Cheltenham got so lucky because Pim went to punch the ball and a player went into him. And the ref was an Argyle fan. The Exeter fans were class yesterday. I uploaded. Good, we'll have to check that out.
Well.
Was it Brett Huxtable?
Yeah.
That fat twat. You had one of the Three Stooges. No wonder you're pissed off. I mean, we were pissed off. We didn't even have one of the Three Stooges. It was Brett Huxtable, Trevor Kettle, and Charles Breakspear. They're the ones who I cannot fucking stand in this league.
I don't think anyone can.
No, well, certainly. Well, Exeter don't like Brett Huxtable either. Are you going to the Cambridge game on Saturday? I should be. Yes. Are you? Are you?
I'm not, no.
Oh, but you want a coat space, don't you?
No, I can't. I've already bought my tickets to QPR.
He's going to go watch QPR doing a bit of grind hopping, is our Ryan. Hi Taff, Finley's there. Slap a dingle day tomorrow. I don't quite know what that means. Is it an English thing, right?
I've never heard of it.
No? It must be a Yorkshire thing, or maybe it's a Midlands thing. Obviously, George is a WBA fan, West Brom. Luke County. Should there be stricter controls on referees? I think after a game, they should be graded by both teams out of 10 promotion relegation in the ref league. I believe so, yes, I believe so. Hi lads, that ref was an absolute shower of shite yesterday, says Marcus. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that, do they?
Even Tranmere fans were saying he wasn't good.
So, I mean, he gave some bad decisions on both sides, but I felt we were the worse off on the back of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't see where the offside's supposed to be unless it's O'Brien.
OB was off, yeah.
Was it off OB? Well, there we go. That's settled then. OB was offside, so the goal was correctly disallowed. But should we have had a penalty or two in the first half? Maybe. There was a couple of shapes.
You could also argue that James Norwood could have had a penalty and Labs arguably on the edge of getting sent off.
Potentially, yeah. I suppose so. So I guess we can't really moan about the result, but the game itself was ruined, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
I think the game itself was a bit.
Very stop-start.
Yeah. Dingle equals Wolves fan. Yes. So no one more delighted. If you're not a Watford fan, there's going to be no one more delighted than the West Brom fans, of course, the biggest rivals of Wolves. Brett is ass. Yes, I know. He got a fat one as well. Cheltenham's goalie said to our fans it shouldn't have been a pen, and so did one of the linesmen. Well, you know when you've been robbed, don't you? You can tell. Bit like, obviously, Swansea against Man City. Bit like Cardiff against Chelsea. Grimsby Town, shocking. See, it's Grimsby as well had a bad ref. I mean, is it just League Two refs? Are
Yeah,
they
they
just
get
that bad?
graded. I think Championships
Mm,
bit grade 2 or band
yeah.
2, and then
Mm.
League 1 and League 2's band 3.
So, so basically, we get the shit.
Yeah.
So, you're at the bottom, and then they give us the bottom of the fucking barrel. Well, that's bad, isn't it?
I've heard National League ones are much worse though, so could be.
Well, the thing is, that the biggest debate on this is who had the worst ref. I mean, surely that can't be right for League Two, can it? Debating who had the worst ref. Was it Grimsby? Was it Exeter? Was it us? I think Tranmere would back us up on that one, that we had the worst one. George WB, everything went wrong for Albion yesterday. Mr. Penn, guys, he gets sent off and bottle the automatics. Well, I think Argyle, what am I saying? Argyle for Albion. Fucking hell, off my nut at the moment. So Albion, West Brom. Apparently, you've had the biggest budget in the Championship, but budgets don't always mean that you're going to go up. I mean, in League Two, we know all too well. Accrington, it took the words right out of my mouth there, Ryan. Accrington last season had one of the smallest budgets, but ran away with League Two. I mean, this season, Lincoln arguably got one of the biggest budgets, and they're running away with League Two this year. So money helps, but it doesn't mean anything. Well, it does. I mean, it doesn't mean everything.
Bury at the minute.
Bury
are facing something.
Well, in a high court battle,
Yeah.
I think that's probably with the taxman, possibly in the process of going into administration. So we hope that they can pull out of that and recover financially. And no one wants to see any team go out of business. It's absolutely bloody awful. Don't want to see a team get penalised for being run badly, because at the end of the day, football is about what goes on the pitch, not what goes on off it. So I don't believe in docking clubs points for going into administration. I don't think it's the players' fault the way that the club's getting run, because 9 times out of 10, when it comes to a poorly managed by finances, of course, poorly financially managed club, the players are the ones who get her in the neck anyway, because they don't get paid their wages.
Yeah, look at Bolton. They went on strike. They wouldn't train.
Yeah, and that's right. And that's at the end of the day, the players are the ones who earned the points during the season. They shouldn't get penalised. I think it should be the people in charge should get struck off the fit and proper persons thing.
The EFL
The EFL need to get their priorities straight as far as that's concerned. Anyway, we're going to end up going behind too far now. Dylan, yesterday the only song Tranmere was singing was the Tequila song. I did hear them singing Super White Army. But I heard them singing the Tequila song. They stole it from us, of course, didn't they? Finley, the ref was bad. North Devon, Grecian Exeter got robbed literally every away game. Well, I think every team seems to think they get robbed by the referees. I mean, we feel like we get the hard done by the refs every bloody week. I mean,
I try and look at it from both sides.
Yeah. Mank Larks is an evening, lads. So what do you think of your opponent for the FA Cup final then? I mean, you're going for the quadruple still, Man City, but I don't know. I'm still standing by my prediction from the beginning of the season that Liverpool are going to win the Premier League, Man City are going to win the Champions League. What do you reckon?
Pretty fair.
What do you all reckon? Do you think Liverpool are going to take the Premier League? Do you think Man City are going to win all 4? I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on it, guys. So, North Devon Grecian, Pim got sent off in the 97th minute, and then the sub-goalie handballed right at the zone, but the fat git didn't see it. Yeah, he's too busy freaking chasing the play because he's too far behind. He can't bloody move. Grim's saying you deserve to win Saturday. Typical League Two refs. Who deserves? Is that us? Is it Exeter? Is it Grimsby? I don't know. Evening Friels Firm is in. The biggest wage budget, something like 80 million this year. 80 million on wages. Jeez. A lot of money, you know.
I know the agents' fees came out as well. I think we're spending 30k on agents' fees.
We probably spent about 30k on, but it's not massive amounts of money in the Premier League. It's more like 30 million on it.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking hell. Paul Pogba's agent, on his move to Man United, he earned an absolute fortune. Marcus May, what's your thoughts ahead of Tuesday night? It'd be nice to get one over Swindon after they've beaten us twice this season. It's a 6-pointer. I think Swindon, we owe them one because they beat us in the Checker Trade. They beat us at their place. not so much deservedly. I thought that in the first half they were slightly, well, not slightly, but they were the better team in the first half. But we were that good in the second half against Swindon in the first game. I felt we deserved to get something from it. A draw would have been a fair result, but obviously they pinched it right at the end. I think if we turn up, we'll beat them. Simple as that.
We beat anyone on that day.
Yeah, and I think I'm liking the way the team are playing now because since we've been playing the likes of Kennedy and Sheehan in the midfield, there's a lot more creativity. There's just something about it. There's more meat in that midfield with Labardi, running the show in there as well.
I'm liking the pace of Marshbrand as well because he's got confidence coming back off doing what he did with his country and scoring a goal.
But Ammon's got to get back in the team, hasn't he? We've got to get Podge back in the team. So Mitchell Jenkins says Bowie might get docked 10 points. Yeah, they might, but I really don't agree with doing it. I really, really don't agree with it. Finley Bartlett, Taff, what's your predictions for the game on Tuesday? I think we'll win 2-0. What do you reckon, Ray?
2-1 probably.
2-1? Team 2 tend to get a goal against us, don't they? Although good clean sheet for Joe Dave, and he had a couple of heart-stopping moments. Mank Larks, everyone banging on about empty seats in the City end yesterday. We have to play in London 3 times in a week. Club might be rich, but the fans aren't. That's a bloody good point, isn't it?
That's a good point.
Yeah, but Mr. Larks, I think the point people make is that a club as big as yours should have a bigger support. Because say if it was Man United or Liverpool, sorry to say, this isn't a pop at any Man City fans, because I think anyone who goes on a regular basis paying Premier League bloody ticket prices, is an absolute legend in my eyes. But I think the point people are trying to get at is that if it was Liverpool or Man United, they'd have filled those ends up because of the sheer support that they've got. If people can't afford to go to all of them, there's somebody else waiting to get in there. So I think that's the point that they're making, is that a team of your size now should have more fans. Maybe the club need to not rest on their laurels with having a rich sheikh as the owner, and actually market the club across Lancashire and actually start getting people through the door. Go to the schools and things like that. Start getting the kids involved. Put incentives out for the kids, because what you want is the support to sustain it in case Sheikh decides, I've had enough now. You know what I mean? What do you reckon?
It's pretty fair, yeah. Just go and get build up support.
Russ Page, who do you think Flynn should get rid of in the summer? It's a good question.
That's a hard one, because at the minute I don't see anyone playing bad where they need to go. If it's going to be anyone, probably be Forbes, even though I don't think he should, because if Pipey's at the end, we're not going to have Paul at the end of it. So he's going to have to fill in.
Although Paul's contract is up, do you think that could be a shake?
No.
His contract is up at Man United.
I don't see him coming back to us.
No, he'll go to a League One or Championship club, won't he?
I hate to say it, but he's much better than League Two.
Yeah, completely. And he's shown so far. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I think he's better than Ben White.
Yeah, I think you have a point there.
Just a little bit, but I think he pips Ben White. So Russ would keep Sheehan. I'd keep Sheehan. I'd keep all of our defenders except for Tyler Forbes, and I think Pipey will call it a day at the end of this. He might want to go and play somewhere else for another couple of seasons. I mean, he's not exactly lacking in fitness right now, is he? But I'd keep obviously everyone that we got on the left side. Obviously Butler, Wilmot would be ideal to be right wing back at least anyway. I think Dolan may be at the end of his county career. He's been a bit too injury prone this season and a bit too inconsistent again. A bit like last season, he did some great stuff between the 2 years, but then he's also had some poor games as well. If Kennedy is available at the end of the season, I'd snap him up straight away. We've got to keep Labardi, got to keep Jammer, we've got to keep Podge. Obviously McCurdy will go back to Villa. Aziz, I'd keep. Marsh Brown, I'd keep. Although I think he's still got a bit to prove to earn his contract though. If he doesn't pull out the bag for the next sort of few games at the end of the season now, it may be a matter of that he'll be sent on his way. But we definitely need to get a Sammy Smodics type goal-scoring central midfielder, someone who can run the tempo, run the pace of the game, basically run the show. We need that central midfielder. Whether that could have been Sheehan, whether it could be Kennedy, We don't know. But what we need is this colossal. We need a midfielder that's going to just boss it.
I'd say
You know?
even now a centre back as well. Obviously,
Well, we're
playing,
going to need
yeah,
a centre back because
three
we're
at the back.
going to miss Fraser Franks. We need to keep playing three at the back. We need to replace Fraser, and then we need to replace Paul. So I think two centre backs, that game-winning midfielder, and then a forward to push. But I think we need to play three up front. We need to play the three at the back with the wing backs and possibly two in the midfield. Or what we need to do is play the three in midfield with Podge and Matt up front. And we need that colossal centre midfielder. And then we obviously need to replace Franks and Paul. I think we'll be fine then. You know, a couple of players maybe on loan to cover the wing back positions, and then possibly use Aziz as a centre forward to sort of play as a shadow.
Yeah.
Because he's not the best goal scorer. I think we know that from his goal scoring record. But he can certainly run, he can certainly dribble.
He brings.
Yep. Right, before we go behind, I was briefing Ryan beforehand saying, like, you know, we can't delve too much into one subject because we tend to get left behind, and I'm the master of the downfall there. Do you hear about the Celtic fan being stabbed in the neck and killed by a Rangers fan? Yeah, I did. Football should not be a reason to want to kill someone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking despicable.
I don't think you can base the fan base off that one person either, because
You can't. What you can condemn is the hatred generated over a football, rivalry. I mean, yeah, you don't like each other, but to go to the lengths of wanting to kill each other. Now, I lived in Glasgow for a little while, so I know how fierce the rivalry is. I know exactly how the people feel up there, and the hatred is so vile, it's unbelievable. The hatred for either side, to the point that my mate was a Rangers fan when I was in the RAF, and I bought a green car, and he didn't talk to me for a week because my car was green. And I think, what's your deal, man? It's just a frigging car, but it's green. So what? I know Celtic fans who saw me in a blue t-shirt who threatened to slap me because I was wearing blue. I'm like, what's your problem, like? Jesus wept. But I'm glad you brought that up, Friels. Dylan, Liverpool will win without a doubt. I don't think it's going to be as clean cut as that, but I think Liverpool will pinch it.
City got the game in hand as well, so.
City got the game in hand. I think Liverpool got the much easier running, haven't they? I mean, arguably Liverpool should win all their games.
Yeah.
I mean, the only tricky one is Chelsea, but Man City have still got to go to Man United for the Manchester derby, and they've got to play Tottenham at home. Luke County, a lot of contracts still up in the air over County. Who, in your opinion, should we let go of? We've been through that, although sources tell me that we are talking to people at the moment, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start seeing some people being announced, hopefully this week. Like when we were away to Lincoln, there was 6 minutes of extra time, but no Lincoln score in the 98th minute.
That's what they say minimum.
Yeah, they do say a minimum, and it depends what happens during that. I mean, if your guys were time wasting, the referee may add a little bit on, but I understand 98th minute. A whole other minute has gone, and then they're into a second minute. You can feel his pain on that one. So Larks, Watford won't be easy. They've done well to get this far. I'm not even mentioning the Q word. Fair play. I don't blame you, mate. It's like with us mentioning promotion and playoffs. The more we talk about promotion and playoffs, the more we tend to start losing games. Brett didn't leave the middle of the pitch all game yesterday. I don't think. I don't think. So Brett Huxtable, yeah. Fact to add.
Looks like he doesn't move anyway.
No. He needs to go on the treadmill. He's nearly as fat as me. Dylan, thoughts on FA Cup upset today for Wolves? They got nicked. I don't think it's so much of an upset. I think it was always going to be a close game to call, to be honest. Thought Wolves had it won, but it's just one.
Football.
Yeah, it's just the way it goes, Stoppage time penalties are a harsh way to miss out, though, isn't it? Luke County, Man City will go in club. They'll have their plastics in a few years. Fair point. Think we need to release Dolan and Crofts. I think Crofts will probably go anyway. Dolan, I would agree with. Although I like him, he's a lovely bloke.
Yeah.
Really nice to talk to. But I think his time is up. We have enough support. This is Mank Lax again. So we have enough support. Many teams can boast about having 32,000 grades at home, 5,000 away in the second division. Can't fault that, mate. Can't fault that. But when I say about having a bigger support. I'm talking about a wide and far fan base. You know, like Liverpool, Man United have got supporters all
Everywhere.
over the country and then all over the world. You know, they actually get tourists coming from like Scandinavia, Central Europe, Asia, America, and all that. What you want is Man City to be in a position where people are flying over just to
Yeah.
come and watch Man City. Because fair play, I think on a core support from a local core support, you possibly got one of the best supports in the country for core local support. But to be a big worldwide, force in football, you need to have a big worldwide support. Yeah. Isn't Dimitri leaving? I bloody well friggin' hope not.
I hope not as well.
Oh, do everything in our power to keep him. I think he was one of our best players yesterday. Crofts 8, probably yes, I think so. Exeter has 4 or 5 players who shouldn't be on League Two. Are you basically saying shouldn't be in League Two because they need to be lower or higher? I'd certainly agree that you tend to have a lot of good players play for you, and you do tend to make a few bob on them, don't you? Pipey will stay as fitness coach and a reserve. It'd be good if he stays as a fitness coach, but at the same time, what we need is his wages, because next season I don't think he'll be looking to play much of a part as a player. His wages in the team need to be available for us to bring in someone. So Howard Williams is in. Hi Taff, hello. Ryan's here as well, mind H.
Right.
If you probably don't know your name, he's a latecomer. So the latecomers, this is Ryan. Mac Larks. I remember the days when Stockport and Macclesfield were our derby games. Oh bloody hell! That was back some time ago, wasn't it? Yeah, I can remember when Man City fell down to as far as League One, but it was Division Two back then. And I can remember Nicky Weaver, your goalkeeper, and what a goalkeeper to have in the third tier of English football. Nicky Weaver, Jesus wept. You had like Paul Dickov and Sean Goater and all that, and you actually had a really good team back then. I mean, even before the Sheikh took over, I think you had a decent team. You were a sustainable Premier League team at least, anyway. But since the Sheikh took over, he's obviously transformed you. Tottenham have transformed themselves, and we got the Big Six instead of the old Big Four. So talk Tonbridge Angels is in. Hi. I don't know what to call you. I'm going to call you Angels. Marcus May, I think Kennedy is contracted for one more season at Stevenage, so I think it'll be tough to get him permanently. Well, Stevenage have let him out on loan. Do you think they may look to let him go? Because when you release a player who's still under contract, you've got to pay them off. Whereas if you allow them to go to someone for free, you don't. Could be worth thinking about.
I think he had an attitude problem. That's why I think they let him go.
Possibly. Maybe Flinney is going to straighten that attitude problem out. It does tend to get the best out of the moaners, doesn't he? Apparently Josh Sheehan's a bit of a moaner. But look at him now. Awesome. H is going to miss the Swindon game Tuesday. I'm on holiday with the wife. Ooh, going anywhere nice, mate? Hope so. Luke County, thoughts on Barca versus Man United? How many will Messi score? Hopefully 20. No, I'm just joking. To be honest with you, I'm not a hypocrite, because I've always been an advocate of you should want the teams in your country to do well. Because at the end of the day, when you finish 4th in the Premier League, but you've willed all your rivals to do shit in Europe, and they've done shit in Europe for years, to your delight, when you finish 4th and then you don't get a Champions League place because of it, because your rivals did shit and you've lost out on the coefficients, you'll soon be wishing you went back and cheered them on. Trust me. So Barca and Man United, I think Man United, you can't rule them out at the moment, but I think Paris Saint-Germain, without Neymar and Cavani up front, it's like picture Liverpool without Salah and Firmino up front, and just Mane trying to do it himself. Obviously, Mbappe was exactly that. I think if it's a fully fit Barcelona team with 2 legs, I think United will struggle. Not so much struggle, but they'll find it very difficult. But I wouldn't rule them out. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah.
I seem to be taking this over. Feel free to jump in whenever you want, right?
Yeah, it's obviously it's football, but yeah, they've got a good side. They've shown they can do it. I reckon they could.
Yeah. Here we go. Do a shout out for Tonbridge Angels Fans TV. Here's a shout out for Tonbridge Angels Fan TV. Subscribe to Tonbridge Angels Fans TV. I think I might do that myself after the stream. Tell us a bit about Tonbridge Angels Fans TV. What kind of content do you put out there? Jamie L. Taff, did you go to Newbridge McDonald's this week? I did not. I'm very much on a diet because of the upcoming wedding that I've got coming up. Got to try and lose a few pounds so I can fit into my suit and look good on the day, of course. No, I was not in Newbridge McDonald's this week, although I do go past there quite a lot because I visit customers up in Crumlin and Newbridge and Abercarn and Cumcarn, so I'm up past on that roundabout a lot anyway. Maidstone are going down, are they? Don't know.
Yeah, I think they're bottom of.
Are they actually at the bottom? I knew they weren't doing too well.
They've got a game in hand, but I think they are bottom.
The bottom, actually, and I come to think of it, I was thinking about Maidstone not too long ago. Yeah, I was thinking about them not a while ago. It Maidenhead in a bad position as well in the conference.
I don't think they might be relegation zone actually. I don't know.
Cause I was thinking about Maidenhead because although he's not been on here for a while, I don't know why I can't think of his bloody name now. A West Ham fan. He's a moderator. Why can't I think of his freaking name? Oh, don't matter. We know the West Ham fan from Maidenhead anyway. Because you haven't been on here for so long. That's basically what it is. Would I like to Tonbridge Angels one day? Or would I like to go to see Tonbridge Angels one day? Maybe. How far away are you? Colin Simmons, Leeds can boast of having 36,000 home every home match and also sell out away, best fans around. It's hard to disagree with that. I think Leeds are a very, very good supporter base.
Good support.
Yeah. How's Toure doing at Barry? He's still doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, they qualified for Europe League as well.
Yeah, I did see a picture of that.
Scored for him as well in that game.
Can Bristol City make the playoffs in the Championship?
Yes.
Yeah? You think
They're
so?
a good side.
Yeah, I think they are a good side, Bristol City. Done what not many people have been able to do this season and actually go to Sheffield United and get a win. Coming back from 2-1 down, of course, as well. So, I certainly think Bristol City can make the playoffs, especially if Semenyo gets some game time too.
He's been on the bench a lot for him as well.
Yeah. Rob Parsons is in. It's just so much nicer seeing what than actually hearing it because you don't have to rattle my ears when you do that, Rob.
You could hear it from the other side of the
Wants me to come to Tonbridge Angels one day. Which non-league team do I support? Merthyr. Definitely Merthyr. What about yourself?
English non-league? Or...
Yeah?
I don't know, that's quite a hard one.
I know you were at Chippenham the other week, weren't you?
Well, probably Chippenham then.
Chippenham, there we go, see. Chris Baller's in. Western Supermare. Oh, he's off down to Western. Are you off for the week or a couple of days or what? I want us to beat Swindon because of the wife. Oh, yes, right. H's wife is a Swindon fan. Yes, of course. Anyway, guys, we're coming to the half-hour stage now. There's 21 of you in. We've only got 10 likes. We will extend to 40 minutes if we can get those likes up to 15. So there's the challenge. The challenge is on, guys. And for everybody who's in today, could you please share the link? Let's get some more people involved. We want to beat this 20 lull that we're in. We used to get 40 to 50 minimum on these every week, and they were stuck on around about 20. I mean, fair play, the likes are just flowing up to 14. We went away. You've only got a minute and a half to get that. Pardon me, that one. So Friel's firm. I play football up in Newbridge. Who'd you play for? Newbridge? So Mank Larks, fan base is growing. We have fans in the States. Good. We do sell out majority of league games, 56,000. Just games after Christmas and some League Cup games that are hard to get to. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
King Clancy was a top player. He certainly was, wasn't he?
I don't know. I think that's out.
Georgie King Clancy. Georgie King Clancy was an absolutely great player. He graced the English game. The Georgian. I don't think anyone even knew where Georgia was or even heard of Georgia before Georgie King Clancy turned up. And then all of a sudden, he put Georgia on the map, didn't he? Well, obviously you don't know. But yeah, quality player. I remember Georgie King Clancy. I remember that he was the one that Mel C from the Spice Girls offered to buy for Liverpool. She said, if you sign Georgie King Clancy, I'll pay for his transfer fee. That's how good he was. So guys, 30 seconds for one more like. We need to get 15. You've got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Well, we'll only do the extra 5 minutes, not the extra 10. want a 5-minute extension, I want 5 likes. Or 5 more likes anyway. Right, Luke County, there we go, 15 with 10 seconds to spare. Well done, guys. So, Luke County, if your wedding day is on the same day as the playoff final against Forest Green, would you get supporters bus or Cross Keys bus to Wembley? Oh, bloody hell. Don't tell the missus that. Well, obviously, I'm never ever going to allay my wedding day to be there. But if it was, and see, I'm stuck on my words because this is such a difficult one for me to have to admit. But my wedding day would have to come first. Sorry, Newport County. What about yourself then, Roy? If you were stuck in that position,
Probably go for the wedding day first.
yeah, go for the wedding day first. Yeah, birth of a child. What about yourselves, Newport County or whatever team you support? You know, in the biggest game of their history or the birth of your child. Over to you, people. Ellis Williams, our drummer. Boom, boom, boom. We got robbed yesterday. The goal wasn't even offside. I think we've established it probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
OB was still in the offside position, unfortunately.
OB kicked it.
Tonbridge Angels, we could play in the FA Cup, and then I'd have to come and watch you then, wouldn't I?
I mean, we had the Met Police, so...
Yeah, so Tonbridge Angels, we're coming for you next season. Paul Dixon is in. Good evening. Paul, just in case you don't know, this is Ryan.
Good evening.
I haven't actually mentioned, but Ryan is one of the faces of Amber Talk. Hopefully you'll be the #1 face at some point. For those of you who don't know who to look for when you're looking to speak to someone in Amber Talk, you can
Yeah.
put a face to the Amber Talk team. But yeah, get involved with that, guys. We want to push that. But definitely for next season, we want Amber Talk to be a key fixture on the Amber Army YouTube channel. So Pentwyn Moore, I think that's how you pronounce it. Obviously, I'm not going to ask you to try and pronounce it because you're an Englishman pronouncing Welsh names. Rich went and saw Bristol City on the weekend. They were so rubbish, never going to go up with that squad. To be honest with you, I've seen some teams play and they've looked crap, but they are good teams.
Yeah.
Because they do well. I mean, Colchester, they've lost a whole bunch of games, but I thought they were one of the best teams we played against when we played against them. You know, it just goes to show, you know, shit happens sometimes. Tonbridge Angels fans are the best. I disagree. The mighty Newport County. We're the best. Mark Larks, I was at Main Road when Kincladzy scored his cheeky goal against Southampton. Tell your mate, search up Kincladzy on YouTube. There we go. When he gets home, he's going to do just that. Kevin Sharp, I'm here. Sorry I couldn't join you tonight, Chris. There we go. Kev, you bloody letdown. Too busy out with your family, eh? Who has a family anymore? Rubbish. Nah, only joking, mate. Shame you couldn't be here, but Ryan was able to fill in. But then, you know, never ever going to rule out the possibility of having 2 people sat on the sofa with me. Football first, as real firm. Yeah. Rob Parsons, love of my life. Love of my life 1, kids 2, County 3. Kids 1, County 2. Sorry, Rob, you need to work on that, mate. That was so bloody frustrating and weird. So kids first, County second, wife third. Fair enough. Tonbridge Angels fans are the best. Oh, bloody hell. It's like a broken record now, isn't he? We're in a good position for playoffs if we keep an unbeaten run going. Absolutely. I think if we can win against Swindon now...
We have to beat Oldham and Swindon, though.
Yeah, we have to beat both of them.
2 games in hand.
I think we need... If we just win our home games and win 1 of our 3 away games, I think we'll do it. But if we win Tuesday and then get at least a point against Cambridge, we've got to fancy our chances, haven't we? You know, with the running that we got then. Paul Dixon, any thoughts on a future fixture for Fraser Franks, maybe pre-season during the summer? I think a fundraising... Right, me and Kev actually spoke about this last week. Have a Fraser Franks 11, because Fraser wouldn't be able to play because of his dodgy ticker. So what we'd have is a Fraser Franks 11 versus a Michael Flynn 11. So Fraser Franks picks 11 players that he's played with played with. Michael Flynn picks 11 players he's played with, and then they're the manager of those teams, and they do that at Rodney Parade. I think that would be quality. What's my favourite chants? Discoland, LA, and the new Podrick Hammond one, I think. Definitely. Yeah. Ipswich won a game and I could not go. Oh, what, Nick? You actually won and you didn't get to go. Shit, mate.
2-1 against Bolton.
Paul Dixon, do you think the players in contract talks will stay or move on after 2 brilliant years? I think the majority of them would want to stay, wouldn't they? definitely. Majority of them should stay.
I'd like to think after the way we've been treated with Fraser as well.
Yeah. I think what we need to do is keep Fraser Franks and allow him to do his coaching with us. If Newport go up this season, how can we sustain League One? Well, we've got a big bunch of FA Cup money, which will help. I think the extra buzz around the city on a promotion will see us with a better support next season, and hopefully that would then spur the council to get involved with us, because we're one division away from getting to the Championship. Then, that's got to be, the final straw. Before they actually decide, right, okay, here's some money, go, here's some land, here's some money, build a stadium. Nick Muller, Watford, a new name on the cup, maybe. No, I think Manklax will have a problem with that. But no, I wouldn't rule them out. Their fighting spirit that they showed to actually.
They're a good side as well. So.
And I think they got some good players, and end of the day, if the likes of Dale Afeu is playing well, then can't see any reason why.
Well, they can't do it yet.
No, exactly. I want to play your team in pre-season, Tonbridge Angels. Yeah, okay. If you come to Ronnie Parade and let us keep all the money, yeah. I know the lad with you. He's Ruben's friend.
Yep.
That's correct. Well done, H. We've only conceded one in the league at home in 2019, and that was against MK Dons, wasn't it? There you look, see.
Only lost 3 times in the league. 3 times in the league as well.
All season.
At home, that is anyway.
Luke Wilkins, hi you dry lunch. Do you think we should use Welsh refs for Football League games? If you're living in Wales or Welsh, you can't ref in England. I think the standard of refereeing would improve if allowed. What do you reckon, mate?
So someone's brought it up in a post as well before. That if you're from the same county as a club, then you shouldn't be allowed to referee it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's got to be the one. Yeah.
He's an Exeter fan as well. About Brexit, Huxtable as well.
Brett Huxtable, he's an Exeter fan, is he?
A Plymouth fan apparently.
Brett Huxtable's a Plymouth fan. I don't know when
He
did
might
he
not
get?
be, but-
He might not be, but word has it. Bloody hell. I think that's a good point. That is, Luke. So the other Luke County. What about a Gwent League, Monmouth League Select versus County
Newport
Frank
City.
Select? Oh, Newport City versus Newport County, the Battle of the Newports. Aye. Paul Dixon, do you know if the club have sold many of the special shirts, raising money for Fraser? I don't think so much a shirt. It's getting your name on it, because it's going to be a white and orange shirt, but then people's names are going to be sort of embossed into the shirt. So
I want to do it, so.
yeah, and I think there's people raising money so we can actually get the people who've unfortunately passed away over the years, so they can get their names on it, and that's Luke, I believe. How's it going with the Just Fund Me, or is it GoFundMe and Just Giving page? Either one of them. How's it going? Because if you do that, I'm sure we'll get some good money together, and the people who we've lost can get their names on that shirt. Absolutely. Ellis Williams, need people to fill the terrace on Tuesday and get the atmosphere going. Completely agree. I thought it was a bit flat yesterday, wasn't it? We need to get the noise. We need to make sure. What do I think of Newport? Well, I live here, so I think it's a shithole, but it's my shithole. Rich, how many will Swindon bring Tuesday, and will there be more trouble like previous games, do you think? I hope there's no trouble, but they'll probably bring a good crowd. They're only an hour away up the M4, aren't they? So most of them should have finished work in time, and then should get home in time to get up for work the next day. What do you think of Sub? Let's skip that one. Luke Hainty, who will reach the Premier League first? Luton, Sunderland, Portsmouth, all flying up the leagues. Well, it depends. If all 3 get promoted next year, I wouldn't rule out one of them getting promoted again. I wouldn't rule it out at all. I think Sunderland would be the one, though.
I'd say Portsmouth.
Really? Ooh, Portsmouth, eh? What do you think of the Spurs stadium? Says Tonbridge Angels.
It's great.
I think it's absolutely magnificent.
If only they moved in last season.
Yeah, and we could have played there, yeah. Matt Lax, respect the Newport. I've always respected you lads. There was a Welsh flag when we played Blackburn away to get promotion in 2000. It had Newport written on it. Oh, right. The thing is, there is a decent Newport following, Man City following in Newport, funny enough. So the chances are it was a Newport fan supporting you guys. So yeah, happy days. It's nice to be respected from afar. Tom James, we come for you, Newport. Oh no, I'm shaking. Nick Muller, Ipswich could meet Newport in Cup first or second round now. Oh, that's a good point, isn't it?
Hopefully it's
It'd be a pleasure to knock your team out, Nick, to be honest. Paul Dixon, half-term holidays for the children. Should the club offer free entry for Tuesday fixture as a thank you for the season? Free for kids with a paying adult, yeah?
Yeah.
I think so. There's a GoFundMe page on County Chat for the third shirt. Good man, Luke. I'll check that out later. Ipswich will be in checker trade. I doubt we'll get them though because they zone it off, don't they? The
Yeah.
regions.
It's north and south.
Thomas Angels, you were going down.
I don't think it's possible now.
No, I don't think it's mathematically possible for us to go down. Thankfully. But anyway, Ryan, we've done it, mate. We've caught up. We've caught up just in time for the end of the stream as well. Because as we said, 40 minutes. You guys have had long enough of us, haven't you? It's time to take our pretty faces elsewhere now. But thank you for getting involved tonight. Thank you, Ryan, for joining me. Last minute as well. Yeovil going down more like, says Kevin Sharp. Yep, looks very much like it. Yeovil are going down.
Yeovil and Macclesfield.
Yeovil and Macclesfield. I think Notts County. I always said Notts County would get themselves out of that mess.
They themselves a bit more now.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Friels. Nick Muller, I went to check a trade final this year. Great day 8. Oh, bloody hell, yeah, I bet that was good. What happens if Hereford go up in their league? Hereford will be in the
National League.
National League, yeah.
I think they're really close to relegation as well.
Are they actually down the bottom end?
Yeah, just outside.
Let's hope they don't go down because I'd like it if Hereford, Bristol Rovers, and Wrexham were all in the same league as us at one point because we'd have a nice cluster of derbies and it'd be a much more interesting season for us. Luke County, thanks, Taff and Ryan. Thank you, Luke. Thanks for joining us. Chris Curtin up the county. Good man, there we go. So on that note, I think that's a good point to call it a night. So thank you all for joining us again. Thank you, Ryan. And as always,